Welcome to Stand Up and Stand Out, the confidence podcast for women who would like to boost their confidence and self-esteem and create happy, wealthy, and fulfilled life. I'm Katia Dejewska and I will be sharing with you tips, tricks, and life stories that helped women like you become fearless, to stand up and stand out. Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Stand Up and Stand Out, the confidence podcast. I often tell you that you can choose your life. You can choose what you do in your life. You can choose the way you think. You can even choose by yourself the car you drive, the place where you live, and things you buy for yourself. But today I want to focus on a choice map. In front of me I have a choice map that I copied from the book called Change Your Question, Change Your Life by Marielle Adams. She's talking there about 12 powerful tools for leadership, coaching, and for life. And this one is something that is good for everybody. The choice map is the chance to understand what and how we choose things in our lives. Everything starts with yourself. Everything starts with something that impacts you. A moment, a situation with somebody, a thought, a feeling, a circumstances. And then you can choose. The choice map is showing that you can choose either to have a mind of learner or a judger. The mindset of a learner is more a choice of finding solutions, finding the learning points, finding positivity out of the situation you're in, out of this trigger point. Whereas the judger mindset is an immediate negative reaction. A judger will always ask, whose fault is that? Very often we meet in our lives managers like that who, instead of looking for solutions, they ask a question, whose fault it is that we send data to the client a day too late. And he will look for a guilty person. He will keep on judging and he will keep on using his automatic reactions. And he will be focused on the negative side of the situation. He will be focused on the blame. It's not only about the manager, it's also about yourself. If you are having a judger mindset, you're facing a situation that is stressful, that needs your reaction, that is impacting you. As a judger, you will look for the guilty one, whose fault it is. You will start asking questions like, what's wrong with me? Or what's wrong with them? What did I do wrong? And if you keep on going that path, if you keep on going on the path of negative questions, on the path of questions that are undermining yourself and your environment, you'll end up with really deep judger pit. And your questions will be judging yourself. Why am I such a failure? Why am I such a loser? Why am I so stupid? Why even bother to do anything? Anything goes wrong anyway. You end up in the spiral of negativity. Whereas the person who's having a learner mindset will keep on asking, okay, what actually happened? And what do I want for myself and for others to learn and to get out from that situation? Instead of asking whose fault it is, you will ask, what can I learn from it? Instead of making assumptions about somebody's guilt or somebody's being a failure or being yourself being a failure, as a learner, you will start looking at the facts. You will start looking at what were your earlier assumptions in this situation, what were you expecting, and what in the end really happened. As a learner, you will also think about what others are thinking, feeling, what they want. But you will also look at your own expectations. What are you thinking about? What are you feeling in this situation? And what you actually want to have as an outcome further. You will also take the responsibility. As a leader of your own life or as a leader of the team, you will ask yourself, am I being a responsible person? Did I do enough to help my team to solve this situation in the first place? What will be the solution? If something failed right now, how can I make it better? What is possible? What are my next choices? And what is the best to do now? Okay, it happened. There was a situation, a negative one, something happened. I didn't do something properly, but what can I do now? What is the best next step? Learner will always think about choices they have next. Learner will focus on the solution. And learner will always look at the win-win situation. Now you know the both paths, the path of the judger and the path of the learner. Can you relate to any of those? If you see yourself on the judger path, I don't want you to worry, because it is your choice, and you can make that choice right now while listening to my podcast, while listening to me talking to you. You can make a choice. You can make a choice to go on the switch lane. You can make a choice to switch your questions. You can make a choice. You can move away from blame focus into solution focus. You can move away from visioning things as a loss, as a failure, into finding the win-win situation. The only thing is to change your question. You change your question, you can change your life. That is that easy. People always ask me, okay, so I should be positive. I should be vibrating the positivity and think positive all the time, but I can't. And that's actually your answer in here, in today's episode. You can move away from the negativity that is in you by just noticing the questions which are having a negative correlation and start asking yourself questions which are positive. In that situation, we would change the question of what's wrong with me into what do I value about myself? What's wrong with others into what do I appreciate about them? From the question, whose fault it is, into, am I being responsible? From the question of the judger, how can I prove everybody that I'm actually right? Into, what can I learn from this situation? What's useful right now for me, for my team, for my clients, for my family, for people around me? Instead of asking yourself why others are so frustrating, ask them, what do they feel? What do they think? What do they want? Instead of going down with a statement of, why even bother about anything? Everything just failed. Think about what is now possible, how I can move away, how I can switch that situation into a situation that will serve me, and so that people will see that even though I failed and there was something negative, I can find a learning point in that. Thank you for listening to Stand Up and Stand Out, the Confidence Podcast. I have exciting news for you. Doors to Fearless Women Academy are opened. You can join now the 90 Days Coaching Program. The program will help you let go of limitations and demons of the past and help you achieve the life full of happiness, wealth, and fulfillment. Are you ready to live the life you always dreamt about? Join today at thefearlesswomanacademy.com.